Hello everyone, my name is Professor Warren and welcome to English 110. This is a hybrid course and I'm going to really quickly show you how to go through our course online. So, for our purposes only, we'll use this as an example. So again, when you're on your dashboard, make sure you click on your course. And we're going to start here. I'm going to enter student view so I can see exactly what it is that you will see. And you'll be greeted immediately on the home page with things like Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3, and Unit 4. Don't worry, we'll go over what all these are here in a sec, but the first thing that you should do is go to the syllabus. So, when you're at the syllabus page, please hit here. And the first thing you'll be greeted with is, again, my name, the course, the credit hours, our meeting time. So again, we meet Mondays in person and Wednesdays will be online. Again, your time may be different, so make sure you check your syllabus as well as your calendar that you have through Banner, just to make sure that you're at the correct time. My office hours, I do have an office in Butler. However, I'll only be scheduling appointments through email. So if you do want to meet me in person, we'll set up a meeting time to meet in person. However, due to COVID, I would prefer to meet through Zoom just to keep everyone safe. It is also easier for me to look at your paper through Zoom rather than, over your shoulder when you bring your laptop in person. So just email me, we'll work out a time. I'm pretty flexible. I just need to know ahead of time, hey, I want to meet with you and discuss whatever it is that you want to discuss with me. This is my email address, so this is how you can reach me. This is the COVID-19 statement, basically saying, again, this says fall 2021, but it's the same for spring. It's just saying, we're engaging in safe behaviors, such as, making sure everyone wears a mask in the classroom and social distancing when possible. This is the FSU policy on disruptive behavior. Again, we'll be discussing social justice and social diversity issues. So all I ask is that you're respectful to one another, even if you may disagree on a subject. Again, we all have different viewpoints, so just as long as we're not using profanity or being disrespectful, we should have a great time. Again, I want our classroom to be a place where we can discuss things and use critical thinking skills. Again, for disabled students, here's the disabled student services. There's a Title IX non-discrimination statement, and all of these other things you've probably went over. Again, if you have questions, your syllabus has the contact information if you experience any of these things. If you need to report incidences, etc., etc. All right. So, the textbook for this class is They Say, I Say, The Moves That Matter in Academic Writing, 4th edition. So, one of the good things about They Say, I Say is if you don't get the physical book, all you can do is go to They Say, I Say, 4th edition. And if you go here, the antiprobes.com, you can get a free PDF copy. Now again, Fayetteville State already takes out your rental fee, so this is all just really, do you prefer a physical book or do you prefer a PDF? I prefer PDFs because you can search for things. You can use the find tool, right, and search for particular words and it helps you, but that's just an option. So let's go back to our page, our syllabus. And so our student learning outcomes, our SLOs, this is what I expect you guys to be able to do by the end of the course, and that is read and respond critically to published text, produce writing that is text-based as opposed to experience-based only. You're able to summarize, quote, paraphrase, and analyze material in relation to at least one source. You can cite things according to MLA style. And you can demonstrate proof of the writing process, including pre-writing, organization, and developing ideas around a thesis, drafting, revising, editing, and proofreading. Again, if any of this is confusing to you, we will definitely go over it in class, so don't be apprehensive about this. Our main focus is communication skills. That's one of the great things about English, is that even though, we all have to take this general education requirement, English is something that if you practice enough, it is very much an interdisciplinary skill, meaning that it's transferable to all degrees. We all have to be good communicators, and so by the end of this course, you should be able to have good communication skills. So, here is basically the unit. So the first unit is the literacy narrative. Again, I'm going to go through these, but don't worry, I'll make sure, as we're going through each of the units, that I'll go more in depth on what these essays require. This is just me sort of briefly introducing them to you, so nothing sneaks up on you. So Unit 1 is all focused on the literacy narrative. So again, here you're going to compose a literacy narrative that is inclusive of plot, dialogue, and descriptive language that details one specific academic experience with reading, writing, speaking, or listening. So essentially, you're going to give me 2 pages about your experience in school in terms of either reading, writing, a combination of both, and how that shaped you. Unit 2, which is the rhetorical analysis, that one's 3 pages. I'm going to give you 2 pieces, one by W.E.B. Du Bois and another by Booker T. Washington. You read those pieces, and then I want you to pick out the rhetorical elements and tell me, what they are and which argument you think is more appealing. Again, if you don't know what rhetorical analysis is, don't worry, we'll go over it in class. Writing about writing. So this is 4 pages. A lot of students like this one because for this unit, I give you 3 readings. You get to pick which reading you want, and then I give you a list of questions. I give you about 10 questions. You're able to pick which 4 you want. You only get to pick 4. I give you 10. You get to pick your 4. And then for each of those, you write 300 words minimum a piece, and that equates to 4 pages. So that one is a really fun one. I think students really enjoy that one. And I make sure to pick good readings. Unit 4, which is the argumentative essay. This one is between 4 to 5 pages. And here is where you're going to do research. You're going to pick your topic and you're going to write 4 to 5 pages. That is an argumentative research essay. Again, we'll go more into that. Just don't worry too much about it right now. We also have miscellaneous assignments. So these ones include homework, classwork, active participation, and discussion boards. So these will likely be be small free writing and discussion board assignments at the beginning of each class that relate to the assigned readings and or videos. We do watch videos in class, so, don't worry about that. The only thing that you need to be aware of is if we are in class and it's apparent that, nobody has read the readings, right? I ask a question and nobody responds. Those free writing assignments will turn into quizzes. So if you don't want a quiz in class, make sure that yourself and your classmates are participating, to the best of your ability, right? Trying to answer the questions, make sure you do the readings, and that will avoid doing any quizzes in this course. A little bit more about discussion boards. So when we're not meeting in person, you will be required to do a discussion board. So on Wednesdays, there will be discussion boards. I'll show you how to get to that, but make sure you do the discussion boards. There will be specific requirements for each discussion board. It'll be written on it, and you have until Wednesday at 11:59 to complete it. Not completing the discussion board will negatively impact your participation grade, as well as it will go against your attendance. So again, that's the way I take attendance on Wednesday. So if you do not do the assignment on Wednesday, the discussion board by 11:59, then you'll be marked absent. In addition, some of these papers will require rough drafts or outlines. These are also part of that grade for that particular assignment, which we'll go over here in a little bit. So just be aware, right, not doing the rough drafts will deduct points off of the final grade for that paper. So this is how I allocate the grades. So the literacy narrative paper is worth 15%, your rhetorical analysis is worth 20%, your writing about writing is worth 25%, your argumentative essay is 30%, and then miscellaneous assignments, which includes free writing, participation, and discussion board and attendance. That is all wrapped up in a 10% grade. This is my grading policy. So again, this is how you will be graded in terms of what you receive. Again, this is more towards, what you'll get per assignment as well as your final and your midterm grade. So here's my policy on missed or late assignments. So again, the only way you can get an excused absence or at least be able to make up an assignment or turn something in late is if you fall into one of the categories. You will have a sickness with verification and documentation, death of a relative. Again, you have to provide me something with that. University-related activities. If you're doing a university-related activity, make sure that whoever is maybe your coach or the supervisor, whoever's running it, they give you documentation that you can give to me, or they email me directly. I am aware, especially with COVID, that there are circumstances beyond your control. However, you need to plan accordingly. You need to email me and you need to talk with me. I will allow one late assignment that doesn't include the final paper. There's no late policy for the final paper unless it's a sickness, death in the family, or, a university-related activity. So again, for the first paper, the second paper, and the third paper, you can turn one of them in late. You can't turn all three of them in late. You can turn one of them in late. If you turn it in late, you'll get a 20-point deduction per day. After 3 days, it just receives a 0. So make sure that you are staying up to date with the assignments. Make a Google Calendar or do some sort of way to track the assignments as they come up. The plagiarism procedure, again, this is all in the student handbook. I will go over plagiarism and what it is in class, but just be aware of plagiarism. Extra credit. So I don't give out extra credit assignments. The only way you can get extra credit in my course is turning in a final assignment early. So if you turn in the final paper for either paper 1, 2, 3, or 4, if you turn it in even a day early, you'll get 2 bonus points. So again, turning in the final version of any of those papers early will give you 2 bonus points. So this is the English department's academic integrity. Again, we turn in all of our papers through Canvas through Turnitin. I have to have it through submitted on Canvas through Turnitin. So please be aware of that. If you have to resubmit it on Canvas. I have it set up to where you can resubmit twice. So, try to turn in the correct version the first time. The Writing Center. So again, make sure you use the Writing Center. You are paying for it. It is there to help you. This tells you all about the Writing Center. So this is our academic calendar, and one of the things I like about this is it's nicely color coordinated, right? So again, Unit 1 is green, Unit 2 is blue, Unit 3 is yellow, and Unit 4 is this this beige color, yeah. So let's go through this very quickly. So one of the things you'll notice is for January 19th, which I should preface this, anytime you see homework, right, like January 19th, and then you see the assignment to the side, that means that on January 19th, you need to have done this material. So again, take for instance January 24th, that's a Monday. Before you come to class, make sure you watch this video and you read, So again, you can click on the video, right? Make sure you watch that video and then you read that reading, okay? And you'll see a lot of these might have, read all readings found in the writing process folder. This one says read all writings in the planning and drafting folder and the academic integrity folder. I'll show you what those are here in a sec, so don't worry about that. Just be aware that, whatever date you have, make sure those readings are done by that date. And I also made sure that on the days that we're not meeting, which this is a Wednesday, I've reminded you to complete the discussion post by 11:59 on that day. Okay. If you notice in this middle column, I have put the due dates for the paper. So the due dates for the papers aren't in the third column, they're in the second column. So the literacy narrative essay is due February 2nd at 11:59 p.m. The second paper, the rhetorical analysis, this one has two parts to it. You have to give me a rough draft on February 28th at 11:59 p.m., and then the final draft of that rhetorical analysis will be due during midterms. Now, just as a reminder, there's only one day for spring break this semester. I'm very sorry about that. That's out of my control. But be aware, right, that this is going to be your final, your midterm grade is the final copy for this rhetorical analysis. So again, for the rhetorical analysis, if you don't turn in a hard copy, so one in class on February 28th, then it will deduct points from your grade. So please be aware of that. We have the writing about writing rough draft. So again, the third paper has a rough draft. You have to turn in an online and bring in a hard copy to class on March 28th. And then on April 6th at 11:59, that's the final version you submit online. For the final paper actually has sort of three components. I think it's better to think of the final paper more like a final project. So for the final paper, you're going to give me a proposal, which again, if you don't know what that is, don't worry, we'll definitely go over that. But you'll give me a proposal on April 11th. Again, for this one, only bring in a printed copy. The second part of this assignment, I'll give you an outline, so a way you can outline your paper and you fill it in. And that will be due, I need an online and a hard copy on April 18th. And then your final, which is the argumentative essay, that's the actual essay itself, you've written it out. That one's due April 29th at 11:59 p.m. I like to give the finals, I like to at least assign the finals on the first day that exams start, because I believe that gives you guys, you've been working on this paper, you can turn it in at the beginning of finals and you can worry about the other finals you have for other classes. And as always, if you have any questions about anything on here, please email me or ask me in person. There's no stupid questions, right? Okay, so as a reminder, I showed you here in the calendar that there are things that say, read all writings in the reading critically folder. So when I say to read everything in a particular folder, this is what you need to do. You need to go to Files and make sure you're in this main folder, but then look for the folder you're supposed to read. So again, for January 19th, I'm pretty sure it said read all of the readings in the reading critically folder. So click on the reading critically folder and make sure you read this. The PowerPoint, again, once not all lectures have a PowerPoint, but when I do have a PowerPoint, I'll put them in the correct folder. So just be aware of that. So for the reading critically, make sure you click on this PDF and read through it before you come to class. Well, that will be a Wednesday, so you'll be online. So make sure you read it before you start doing the discussion board. So we're on this section. So again, if you need to go to the discussion board, they're in the discussions tab. So click on discussions. And I do have it set so you're not going to see it here, but there is a discussion board that will pop up on the 19th. So don't be afraid of that. I also have, if you go to modules, it's all laid out. So Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3, Unit 4. And again, for Unit 1, this is where you would submit it. So that's where you submit the final version of that paper. Here are the instructions, and I give you an example of what a literacy narrative is. I won't require you to read it, but it is a reading from an old textbook that I have that I think really sort of is a good model for what I'm sort of looking for in terms of a literacy narrative. So this is here for you if you need it. Here will be your grades. So again, I'm in student view, so obviously I don't have any grades, but this is where you'll see your grades. And then over here is just any additional things you may need. Again, this one takes you Office 365. There's the modules, the syllabus, the files, discussions, assignments, etc. So hopefully this has been helpful for you. Again, if you have any questions, please, let me know. I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have. And yeah, hopefully you enjoy this course. Hopefully you learn something new, or at least learn something or at least learn something that you may need additional help on, right? Maybe you already know this stuff, you just need to practice it. Whatever it is, I hope that you take something away from this course. And again, if you need any help from me, just let me know. All right, well, I can't wait to meet you all, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you later.